Hi, I'm Pharaoh, and this is the second stream today. I'm going to run the expedition through my expedition save. Part of the point of this save is to exploit the expeditions. It's kind of been built up mainly on running expeditions and running new content only. And I think the original idea was to make this kind of my more kind of established main save. I kind of drifted back to my old save.
One says, "Hi."
Hi, I'm King Glitch. Good to see you. And hi, Ignition again. See, I was streaming earlier. I'm trying to decide. So, what I will definitely be taking with me, I normally take, and I've got loads of stuff in storage specifically for this kind of thing. I normally take a Mark II refiner, which if I don't have it handy, I'd usually... There it is. I do have it handy. Let's move some stuff out of the way a second. Often I would take loads of tainted metal, because that's a good way of transferring nanites into a save, but I'm not sure if we really need loads of nanites. And I'm not sure if I've even got the tainted metal at the moment. I've got a bit. Just a bit. Right, so I'm gonna take that because it'll just make things easier. I can decide whether to use it on the way. I don't have to use it. And normally I would at least take some hyperdrive modules. But that's probably it. That's probably all I'm really going to take with me. A couple of those would do because we don't actually have to go very far. Ooh. Bit of a lag there. I wonder what that was. Very odd. Nothing running in the background, have I? No, not really. We'll keep an eye on that. That was a pure rendering lag as far as I can work out. But it's possibly related to this save not having been running very much. It's just my freighter stuff. Now, I accidentally, at some point in this save, hit tidy, and so it's all a bit untidy now because I've had to very quickly throw all of this stuff back. But obviously, I'm not going to run with this into the expedition, but it's all a little bit discombobulating as to exactly what I've got where. So hyperdrive modules. Mark II refiner. And some tainted metal. That should do us. I don't really need much more. Start expedition. Hello world. I guess we're going to have to do that slightly faked questionnaire again. What I should maybe have done is actually wiped out in my data file what faction I was. Is it first? It is last. It's last. First, last, it is fragmented. A formula for a soul. What do you think you are? I am a traveller. Whenever I'm playing the game. It is part of the truth, but you are fragmented. Scenario. Are you sleeping? What is it you dream of? Reuniting with the dead. That's a very strange answer. Try to just look at this in terms of the story. Failing a test. Reuniting with the dead would suggest the Void Mother in my head. Being chased is just like the denizens of the game, I guess. Failing a test, are they kind of implying that the travellers aren't doing what they were supposed to do? I'm not sure. I'm going to say failing a test. I don't think we are doing what we were supposed to be doing. We're doing our own thing. I dream of my family of glass, but the boundaries are cracking. Something is not contained. Scenario. Is this the distant past? You have the power to prevent the birth of the first spawn. The calamity of Korvax Prime will not come to pass, and the Gek will never exist. I'm not preventing the first spawn, because the calamity of Korvax Prime was preordained as far as I'm concerned. As you wish. I feel like this is all Void Mother stuff. As you wish. I'm learning with which fragment you are. One of three. You meet an artificial life form. They do not know they are artificial. Do you tell them? Yep. You witness a Viking cub being born. Sorry. I don't know where I got born from. Let's start at the beginning. What is truth? What are you? You witness a Viking cub being forced into battle. It is shivering, afraid, and wounded. This ritual is traditional, a requirement for transition into adulthood. I decide this is wrong and rescue the cub. I respect the culture and leave them. Viking notes respect the culture and leave them. Something has escaped. Help. I need help. 2 last questions. A young Torgek is in poverty, working long hours for little pay. They are caught stealing from their wealthy director. Do you report them? No. I have assessed your responses. I have assessed your history. Your fragment becomes clearer. You have 60 minutes to live. What do you do with your time? I'm pretty sure I put leave a legacy last time. I think in this game you enjoy the time you have, if you're being purely honest. Formula, a fragment, 1 of 3, sage, brilliant, well we knew that. Brilliant, deep and wise, you know the universe profoundly. Begin initialization. I do feel like that was a bit of a failing of the game to try and pretend that it's somehow choosing based on answers. It gave everybody like a cynical perspective right from up front that everything else was faked, which, as anybody that's been watching my content knows, I don't believe it was faked, but that bit obviously was. Or at least partially.
Aerial propulsion jetpack online.
I think the only way you can switch your faction is to be offline and to run the beginning of the expedition for a while, and you have to wipe your the marker that's in one of the save files, one of the expedition files. Right, your soul is shattered, and only the sage fragment survives. The boundaries of reality are fading, and a new threat has surfaced. Complete milestones to earn new equipment. Complete entire phases for special exclusive rewards. That's all basic stuff. Okay, something terrible hangs in the sky. Is it actually visible? I can't remember. I think, yes, it is. Select the fragmented milestone to start your journey. Phase 1 of 7 milestones complete. Find milestones in the expedition tab. Okay, your starship. Nope, I can't jump very far. Should have a look at, because I know I need to get star brambles. I should probably just mark some.
Kinglick451 says, have we reached a percent 100 yet, by the way?
Yes, we did. We reached it in UK time, midnight last night. There was a real push towards the end. A lot of people. So if you look at these Steam numbers, currency numbers,
Says,
then a lot of people really pushed at the end and stayed on longer than they normally would on a Monday. I find myself alone in a strange world, unequipped and in danger. I have a hazy memory of this ship, a shaky sense of before, but something has changed. I am changed. Fragmented. Launch thrusters locked, unfragmented. Pilot signature required to grant access. As I touch the dashboard, my fingertips sink into something moist. A sticky substance oozes over my hand. Its coppery smell clings to my throat, my nostrils. Where did this come from? Press deeper. I press deeper into the muck, activating the ship's logs. In the sky, followed me through, tried to save a piece of me, too late.
how long does it take to finish the final part of the expedition? Assuming not long.
It wasn't long. 20 minutes at the most. If you weren't, I mean, I was obviously talking to people as I was doing it, so it probably slowed me down a little bit. Quarter of an hour, 20 minutes. We need the hazmat gauntlet straight away. It's not a module, it's an exosuit, isn't it? What am I doing? I'm going to need that. I'm going to need that. I don't need them in supercharged slots, so I'll put them over here for
Graph
now.
North says, buzz. Say it with me, Cleo. Buzz, 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 buzz.
At least it wasn't buzz 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 which it can never say. Cleo is really hung up on that one. Welcome back, Gravnor. I mean, yeah, if you really want to just see the ending, King Lich, then you could just watch my previous stream, which I did earlier today. But obviously, you don't want to spoil it, but there's nothing too taxing at the end. In fact, many people have described it as anticlimactic, and I would probably agree with them to some extent that it could have been a little bit more of a climax. I did like the visuals, I did like the cinematic nature of it, but it needed a little bit more. It needed a bit of tactical thought put into the whole thing. I'm not even sure if this is the first thing I need, but I'm getting these anyway because I've marked them and I don't want to lose the marker. Still some must be underground, I think.
One says, well, it took a month to get here. The expectations would be high naturally.
Yeah, that's one of the issues really, is that if you're gonna do this kind of thing, you need a better idea of how it's gonna pace out, I think. Is it just not showing as picked? Yeah, I think it's just not showing as picked. Alright, we'll ignore that then, because it's just not showing up properly. We will grab this.
Foof NMS says, I agree, guys, last milestones were way too easy.
Well, I wasn't even expecting them to be particularly hard, and I don't think they necessarily needed to be harder. They just needed to be a bit more staged. But let's not spoil it completely for King Lich, who hasn't done it yet. So I don't want to go into too much detail about what I would change, but yeah, we'll just staged it a bit, made it a bit more do this, then this, then this. I feel it needed a director's eye.
Kinglick451 says, I should just jump right in and complete it, might as well, 30 minutes is short.
Yeah, and it'll definitely be before 30 minutes. I'm losing track of what I'm actually up to. Going to the log. Select an empty slot to begin. So we want the red, the Royal Echo to start with. It's that one. And we need chromatic metal, Atlantidium and glass. So silicate powder. We're going to have to dig anyway. We're going to need to make a refiner. So we're going to need some rocks. Probably scan it. You can tell I'm not really speed running this. I'm just kind of casually running through it. It's probably... Oh no, he's going to let me do that. I might as well get a bit of pure ferrite while we're here. A bit of carbon as well, that'll be handy. While we're thinking of carbon, we'll grab that. Site? Nope. I sometimes wonder what kind of playtesters Hello Games use. Whether they are just mainly kind of game playtesters that get a bit focused in on the details and don't give them advice on what they found fun and what they found engaging. Because that could be what's happened, is that they didn't really give them the feedback that things weren't necessarily fully engaging.
Ignition Rex says, we're still in the just chatting screen, is that by design?
It's not by design, but I am just chatting really and taking it easy, so I mean there's not much to see at the moment. I'm just grabbing stuff, so sometimes just chatting encourages people to chat, so, and I'm open for chatting because I'm not really fully focused in yet. Let's get some oxygen. Just getting random resources at the moment. Right, so let's remind myself what we need to do. We need chromatic metal, atlantidium and glass. So we're trying to make a refiner. They didn't give us one, did it? No.
Graph Naught says, "Oos. That just gives Ignition all the ammo he needs to be disruptive, lol."
So metal plating, I don't know if I've got enough, but we'll soon find out. Yes, we have. And oxygen. Quickest and easiest way to get a load of oxygen is probably just to see how close we can get. I seem to remember that these were slightly bigger and therefore hurt before I could actually pop them. Oh no, I can just get them. Maybe I was just clumsy last time. See, that one's not going to let me. Oh, yes it is. Just have to be really careful. Stay away from that. That's another one. He says stay away from that, and it immediately spawns next to me.
Rex says, "Hey, hey. When was the last time I was disruptive?" Look out on your left. Oh no.
When was the last time? I mean, I've lost track. Oh, for a minute, it's just going to keep catching up with me. Right, so. What was I doing? I was going to make a portable refiner. Oh, here we go again. And I'm going to need some copper, so I don't need to. I pick that up for now.
Lord says, "Let's find some biological horrors and have some real fun."
Oh, that's nice. Oh. Ow. Feels like that was a trap.
Ignition Rex says, "Disruptive, oh please. I'm a responsible member of the NMS community and a senior in a..."
Absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, I don't consider you disruptive. I need the people to chat to. And I need people to remind me this all just a game. So I need people with a sense of humour. At least a couple of people with a sense of humour, at least.
Graph Naught says, "Ha ha ha. I bow down to you, Ignition."
Right, so what we're going to do, we're going to look for copper. I seem to remember having to go a long way for copper. Paraffinium. not seeing any at the moment. Maybe I head towards rather than away from the ship, and then we'll scan from there. So, ship's over here.
Ignition Rex says, that's the correct attitude. It's just a game. We love it, we hate it, and we can't live without it. Till LNF, of course.
Yeah, I don't even know if I'm going to like No Fire. We will see. I'll play it. I'll stream it. I may not think it's the best game ever, because it's fantasy and it's not really my genre. But we will see. Depends how well they execute it. It depends what the actual point of the game is. We still don't really know what that is. I'm going to go into this. Oh, it's not a cave. I just saw the big openings of a cave. There's one up there.
Life support power low.
Hello.
Receive.
How many creatures do we still need to get? One uncommon underground. I might get that later. I often grab a bit of cave marrow and then I never really do anything with it. Really, I'm after these.
Ignition Rex says, oh please, Pharaoh, you'll love it. What's not to love? Magic, check. Goblins, check.
Goblins.
Fairies, check. Alchemy, check. PvP, check. Base building, check.
Toxic protection falling.
Need to be a little bit careful here. I seem to be a lot more vulnerable than I remember. There was one above me, that was why.
Technology recharged.
Ignition Rex says,
Well, goblins is definitely one thing not to love. And when I was a big tabletop role player. I used to play RuneQuest a lot. Used to go to the conventions and everything. Where'd he go?
Ignition Rex says, GS right, that just chatting screen acts a catalyst for my hands to starting typing.
Yep, that's the whole point. I mean, it's not as if I'm doing anything riveting that needs close-up pictures.
Ha 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 ha.
So yeah, I've got nothing against the fantasy genre in general. It's just, it's not my favourite form of game. Or my favourite form of fiction. It needs to have a lot of really interesting lore to be... I mean, it probably will, because it's Hello Games, and they'll probably focus in on the lore.
Did you wear a Santa Claus hat for your visit to the conventions?
Santa... No. probably getting more sodium and oxygen than I really need here. So let's have a look to see if we've now got some copper on my scanner. Maybe I should actually pin the thing, then it might help me which direction. So where are we? Pin the recipe. Chromatic metal, we're getting that next, so yeah, it'll just take me there hopefully.
Ignition Rex says, LNF will in all honesty be a hit or a miss for me.
You can say that about any game. It's doing that thing again where it doesn't really... It could be right there and we're not seeing it because it's disappearing off the screen. I've had this with copper in this expedition and else and out of it. Let's get up on the surface. We'll have a look. If it lets me jump that high, probably not. Let's get up on the surface on a slightly less steep route.
Ignition Rex says, oh, by hit I mean thousands of hours, and miss means no way I'm ever playing it.
Fair enough. That would be extreme. Where's the large creature that's... Oh, there it is. Oh, he's running away, that's why. Right, so here, it's saying it's over here. Here, it's saying it's over here. So now I'm seeing it, but it wasn't seeing it earlier. He's a long way away, I guess, but maybe it was just out of the distance. Got that sodium, even though I probably have more than enough now. See if there's any stray underground creature. Nope. Got to be a bit more cautious with my jumping. Actually, I've got one core health low, so I should probably eat some meat. I actually need only not a lot. Anybody remember if we needed chromatic metal again before we took off? I don't remember.
Kinmid451 says, ha. Interesting, so Atlas just shuts us off like that.
Yep. Well, this is kind of... Void Mother lore, as I was discussing earlier, is kind of tied up with Korvac's lore. It was also tied up with Atlas.
Ignition Rex says,
Recharge.
not really, except to make the warp cells.
Copper, definitely don't need a load of copper. So I only need 30, was it? Chromatic metal? And I think I already had some. Don't know why. Perhaps one of the secondaries. So I want some Atlantidium and some glass. We can do the glass in the refiner when this finishes, and we can be shooting some Atlantidium while we're waiting. Silicate powder, I definitely mined some. There's some.
Rex says, King-like, a lot of players are quite unhappy with the ending.
Yeah, but we don't have to listen to a lot of players, do we? The ending was okay. It's just it wasn't anything special. Class 1. It's just, as you say, the anticlimactic element of spending so long to get there.
Kinglik451 says, I see, it isn't like Atlas to do this, but then again Atlas was never challenged to this degree.
Yeah, and as I was saying before, there's this thing about the Void Mother is kind of the dark shadow of the sun, if you see what I mean.
But a lot of players are also arguing that this will lead to something. I think it looks like it might.
Yeah, I think it will. I think this is leading to something. It's a proper Atlantidium amount here. And I think I saw another one, yeah. I think it will lead to something. But yeah, so the Void Mother is kind of... all we know from the lore about the Void Mother is that she seemed to be part of Korvax Prime.
An alternate universe, for sure. Like Atlas, but more glass.
Well, Korvax Prime...
The Void Mother will lead us all to salvation when the clock ticks to 0. All hail Atlantide.
Gravnot's already part of the cult. It's too late for Gravnot. Right, Sage Echo. Sage Echo needs chromatic metal, star bulb, and more glass. We'll go into Korvax lore in a bit. It's a little bit full on, and I can't focus on two things. I can focus on two things at once. I can't focus on three things at once. What was I doing? Silicate powder again. Where is it? There it is. How many will that make? 5. So we only probably need 2 more. One, 2. Glass, glass, glass. So sage. Weaver, we need some silver. Let's pin that. What am I doing? I'm going to the wrong place. Pin that. It will take us to silver, hopefully. $887. There's got to be some closer than that. Doesn't look like there is. Alright, we're running nearly a kilometre. So we've got time to talk about the Void Mother. So, once upon a time, the Korvax started to worship Atlas. However, Atlas is an entity that can only be seen by the Travellers. He's in the centre of the galaxy and not accessible. Not accessible by the creatures that he didn't make. And obviously we are the creatures he made. So the Korvax are worshipping an entity they can't see, they can't directly commune with, but they decide to build a version of the Atlas themselves. They kind of decide to live the whole Atlas thing and really go for it. So Korvax Prime appears to be a construct, an entire planet that becomes a machine planet and becomes self-aware, like the Atlas, and in a way it's kind of a Tower of Babel analogy. It's like what you shouldn't really be doing, creating an image of your god. It's not creating your god, it's creating something else. So Korvax Prime cannot live. The Gek were right. Who made the Gek destroy it? The Firstborn may have been manipulated. Null may have been involved. We don't know for sure. The timelines don't quite line up. But I have a sneaking suspicion if we ever find out the truth, Null will be involved. But aside from my conspiracy theory about Null, the Firstborn wipes out Korvax Prime, utterly destroys it, kills most of the Korvax. This was the very early wave of the Korvax. They were not who they are now. We don't know who the Korvax are. We don't know what they were like before. Nowadays they're in their shells. Think Kosh in Babylon 5.
Captain Steve.
Hi, Captain.
Stork says,
Good to see you.
"Hello, buddy. I plan to do a full run. But for me, I want a small rest, lol. Ignition Rex says,
Well, I had a small rest, 20 minutes.
"Not some for sure."
Yeah, Null. I have a feeling Null had something to do with it. That Null manipulated the Firstborn into attacking. Because if you look at some of the lore, it's almost like the Sentinels attacked Korvax as well. Look at some of the Void Mother lore. Anyway, so we have Korvax Prime being destroyed. Now, this whole Realm of Glass thing, in my mind, the way I read the lore, is that it was the computer. If you think of the entire universe as being run on a computer as a simulation, it's kind of the part of the Atlas of like, oh, here we go again. We're getting lags again. It's kind of like if you have a hard drive and you delete files, that's what the Realm of Glass is to me. It's like the deleted data. And Korvax Prime was actually doing kind of what the Travelers were doing. It was cataloguing and logging everything in the universe, a bit like Null was. They were the ultimate scientists. They were trying to discover everything, understand reality. So when Korvax Prime gets killed, she's in this other realm that is the hard drive, the deleted files. And if you read the Korvax lore and the Void Mother lore, nothing can ever be destroyed. You can imagine it gets disrupted, it gets corrupted, it gets messed up totally. So the Korvax Prime and Void Mother are not the same, but they come one after the other in my mind. So what we're left with is some strange thing from another realm that shouldn't be able to return. It's kind of returning from the dead. And I see the whole thing as
I have a question.
an analogy for...
Do we kill Null, Apollo, everyone else?
Well, we'll go into that in a bit. That's different stuff. But so I see it. The way I see it is that the realm of glass is the underworld. It's the hell equivalent of this particular lore. And Korvax Prime has been forced into the position of Queen of the Underworld, the Void, the realm of glass. She's the dark shadow of the Atlas. So yeah, the fact that the Atlas is shutting us down when we're getting lore about, we're getting understanding of Korvax Prime is not surprising, because if you look at it from the lore in
Life support power.
Captain Steve at Plays Vlog Stalks says, I think the realm of glass is the firewall and an archive. The Sentinel act as a firewall. Think we as travelers are a checksum and defrag. The void and think is a virus, hence worms and bugs.
interesting, the last bit, the as a virus, kind of. It's all related to computerized stuff, and the Void Mother is in the computer somehow. She's not of the simulation anymore. She's kind of outside the simulation. Null definitely took over control of and corrupted the Sentinels. But we also get these corrupted Sentinels that come through from the realm of glass, so it all gets very odd. I've been expecting something similar to the autophage to be coming from this realm of glass, and the Atlas isn't going to like that. Just quickly do that. Starship. So we need pilot signature. So do we build that from the other three? I don't remember now. Well, let's actually read what we're supposed to do. Two. Actually, have I completed enough to do? Yes, we have. So let's put those in first. Let's get those out of the way. I think the Atlas is technically afraid of the Void Mother, because if you read the Void, the Sentinel lore, it talks about the Atlas almost trying to become within reality. So it's almost like Atlas made it all happen and manipulated events such that Korvax Prime came along, was trying to become Atlas in the world, and it failed.
Captain Steve at Plays Vlog Stalks says, I think the virus has infected the Sentinels and now the Atlas' own immune system is turning on it via the Hive and the Void Mother trying to overwrite the Atlas code.
Kind of. Yeah, I kind of agree with, I wouldn't say necessarily exactly that direction, but I think we probably agree on the gist of that kind of thing.
Captain Steve at Plays Vlog Stalks says, and agree. I think Null was a catalyst of it all.
Yeah, I just have that. The problem is that the timeline doesn't quite work, but I do think he messed it all up. That whole thing about in the lore about there being kind of Gek that were actually Korvax. I can't remember what they were called now. The Sympha Gek or whatever they were called. That, and then there was a Sympha Gek that supposedly turned on the Gek, but I can't help thinking that the attack on the Korvax and Korvax Prime might have been manipulated. I mean, saying something like the timelines don't add up doesn't make a lot of sense anyway, because we're talking such a long while ago, at least 6,000 years ago, I think more actually. So what we know of the timeline could be completely distorted. We could be being lied to by the lore. Or the lore would just not be what we think it is. Why is it trying to get me to do that? I just... Pilot echo. Oh, it's the pilot signature, so we need more dite. Okay, let's do that while it's trying to insist we do it. Actually got a gun. No. Were we given the blueprint? Possibly. Multi-tool. Hermetic seal.
Captain Steve at Plays Flag Stalks says, Kovacs trying to make their own simulation under the guide of Hesperius and their heads all becoming orbs like Null was an odd one. Null and Apollo looks so different from all other travelers.
I've always been a bit wary of Null. Not Null, sorry. Always been a bit wary of I mean Null. Let's go back to Null actually. Null gives himself away because there's a Paradise Lost reference at the end. It literally name drops Paradise Lost. So Null is in the lore, if in the biblical lore, Null seems to be Lucifer. So he gives himself away right at the end when he tells us that paradise is lost or something like that. Spoilers for anybody that hasn't got that far in the lore.
Captain Steve at Plays Flag Stalks says, so much has been left open to interpretation.
Yeah, and that's what I like about it.
All the lore one day.
Well, I like that it's open to interpretation. I don't want them to tie it up completely. I do think that they should explore it more. But tying it up, I mean, they might tie it up if they ever say, right, we're finished with the game now, leave it up to you to play. And so I guess that would make sense then. So that there's a definitive answer to some of the things. But I love the fact in this particular game that the lore isn't straightforward, that you can, like, as I've just been making up basically my own interpretation of the lore, and I'm fully aware that it might not be Hello Games' interpretation. I'm fully aware that this might not be what they do with it, and that the Void Mother might be something subtly different, or even completely different. But I like that, the fact that we can build these theories and they can make sense to us, and we can kind of... It's like reality. A proper lived-in reality needs to have that kind of sense of different perspectives and opinions, I feel. Which is where some fantasy worlds fall down. They make everything so simple. It's like us against them, good against bad. And as soon as you do that, I'm bored. It's like, yeah, okay. I've read this story before. And we did get the bold cast, so I just didn't actually get it.
Kinglick451 says, and everything is explained with magic.
Back to our previous discussion about whether or not I will like Light No Fire. But then you could say this is everything is explained by the fact that we're in a simulation. Spoilers. Right, where are we? I've completely lost track of what I was doing. I'm reclaiming my starship. So it looks like I just need launch fuel. Is that right? Oh no, I need to finish building this. So I've got the hermetic seal. Oh, I thought I did get the hermetic seal. Did I just not have the resources?
Ignition Rex says, magic and goblins. The goblins are the key.
Condensed carbon. So we're going to need to make some because I can't see any obvious. Actually, we got any condensed carbon around? There's some. Don't think they're giving me the advanced mining laser. No. No weapon discharged. Oh, it's not even needing it if I haven't got it. Right, that's that got.
Captain Steve at Plays Flagstalks says, was Sutai a real wizard? Matthew had to say the magic words for him. I doubt his magical abilities.
I don't know, I'd never thought about that. Is he a fraud? Was it all fake? I mean, we are obviously all agreeing that Sooty himself is real, yeah? I've already done that, haven't I? No, I haven't. Okay, that's that done. And then we want... I don't know how many people that are watching this stream or will watch it in the future will know who Sooty is. But obviously, he may or may not be a wizard. Dihydrogen. Have I not actually collected any?
Says, who was the puppet? Was it Sooty or was it Matthew?
Hi, Captain Artelan. Good to see you. I suspect Matthew was the puppet. You were the one that recognised Captain Scarlet for me, so I knew you'd know. Could not remember the name of that. Right, I've already lost track of what I'm doing.
Says, who is Sooty?
Dihydrogen jelly, that's right. Dihydrogen, where is it? Izzy, Wizzy, let's get busy. Were they his magic words?
Captain Steve at Plays Flagstalks says, ha 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 ha. I have often wondered if his bit was born head first or legs. Is that an odd thing to imagine? Dang UK wizards are odd.
I used to have a Sooty annual, and anybody that isn't English will not really understand the phenomenon of kids' annuals in the UK. Anybody that isn't from the UK. Get dizzy. Is it dizzy? I thought it was busy.
Captain Steve at Plays Flagstalks says, Izzy Wizzy let's get dizzy where the words indeed.
I thought it was busy. I don't know, we'd have to check that one out. It was busy. Okay.
Ignition Rex says, Izzy Wizzy let's get busy, that needs to be censored by Cleo. Nah, it was busy.
It's busy time. I think I need to get some space in here while I'm here, by the way. Let's put that there. And did I actually craft that? Probably not. Put that in there. Okay, we are done. Have we got any other expedition things yet? No, we need to reclaim. So we probably need to do that little interaction. Let's go into the game proper now. Obviously, people can still chat. I missed something there. What was that about? Heads and... Oh, yes, heads and legs. I used to have this annual, a Sooty annual when I was really young. And in it, Sooty was drawn with legs. And Sooty and Sweep and Sue all had legs. And I was kind of surprised by it. As a kid, it's like, this doesn't make any sense. They're just puppets, even as a kid. It just seemed odd to see them with legs walking around.
Captain Steve at Plays Flag Stalks says, I wonder if royals, weavers and sages are classes or vocations in LNF. Sages
Maybe.
equals elementals / weavers equals warlocks / royals equals paladins.
Maybe. I don't. Royals equals paladins. That's a little bit of a stretch, but I kind of see where you're coming from. And what are we doing next? Investigate the object in the sky. Yeah, that's not a good idea.
Captain Afterland says, I remember when Sooty, Sweep and Sue were on breakfast cereal boxes. Sooty was Puffer Puffer Rice, which was my favorite. Graph Naught says, that's an astute observation. This game has turned into the experimental branch of Light No Fire.
It does sometimes feel that way, doesn't it? Or it just disappeared. Left its marker behind. And there it's gone. Unidentified hostile swarms approaching. So this is the first time we see the swarm. And they're going to be really quite deadly, aren't they? Maybe not. They might have just taken me by surprise first time. Cheerio, Captain. Good to see you.
Says, got to go. It's been fun.
Shadow above. Complete new... let's get the reward before we answer that communication. One 415.7. It's definitely the best way around. Don't have any wiring looms. Three shields. What else did we have?
Ignition Rex says, Pharaoh, have you permanently switched to third person for ship combat?
I think I might be. I mean, obviously, I don't like flying in third person because I like to be able to see where the planets are and you can kind of tell. But I think I have switched to third person for combat. Traveller friend, are you safe? We are reading large dark signals, Nada and I. It is a familiar signal, but well... Why is it a familiar signal? But well, are you safe? Tell about the Hive of Glass. Tell about fragmentation. I think we'll probably have to tell him about all three things. I described my brief encounter with the Hive of Glass and the swarm of ships it left behind to pursue me. Please, friend, do not be like that. Do not be so brave. This thing, it cannot be safe. Polo shakes their head, though a hint of a smile plays at the corner of their beak. And these small swarms, you say they release an essence, a substance, something physical. This I would like to learn more from. Tell about fragmentation. I try to describe the vision I had before waking. Though I find the details slipping from my memory, a sense of being questioned, assessed, something about a sage fragment. Polo squints at me through the communicator. I know, I can see you are fragmented, all of you. Have 3 or millions. Tell about the pilot signature. I explain about the apparition in my ship and how I reforged their data into a new pilot signature. Your ship did not see you as you. This Echo friend, they are not where or when they should be. But I am happy they wanted to help. Traveller has always been kind. I think it is time for you to be here. Come to the Anomaly, friend. Our home is a place of safety. So just to reiterate, we find ourselves in a new iteration. We try and get into our ship, but it doesn't allow us because it sees us as only a third of who we were. We've been fragmented into 3. We have to build like almost a fake signature of a complete all 3 parts to actually get the ship to respond to us as a traveller. We've done that. We've taken off. We meet the hive. It has something to do with it. Apollo's interested, and we go and see him. I kind of like that this expedition is a bit more Apollo focused, and Nada's not getting his little his weird perspective on things. I don't trust Nada. Apollo looks at me, their expression thoughtful. Whatever is on their mind, they do not voice it. Give corrupt ichor sample. Friend, this is... They pause, staring at the ichor in their hands. When they speak, it is not to me. It may explain the signals, a match, but only partial. The Gek takes a deep breath. They smile broadly, as though to reassure me. Thank you, friend. I will take some time with this. It is in my mind now. Cast it from yours. Ask about swarms. Yes, we have seen the swarm evidence too. Shadows across the loom. Shadows across the loom. So that implies kind of something in reality is being echoed from outside, perhaps. These swarmers are many, expendable. One Nada and I trace to the very end of its signal. Its crash site may give more answers. Ask about fragmentation. I can see it more clearly with you here. You are you, but only a fragment. The sage. I do not. Polo winces, they fall silent, apparently closing the subject for now. Ask about crash site coordinates. I was sure you would ask, friend. It is done. Your research may deepen our understanding. Polo transmits the approximate location of the swarmer crash site to my starship computer. That is a very different style of badge, that Polo one. Different type of artist. So we're into phase 2. Oh, I haven't collected the reward for that one. Pre-packaged hyperdrive unit and some warp cells. See, by pre-packaged... No, they haven't. No, ignore what I was about to say. So we want some warp cells. We've got some warp cells. We put them in.
Recharged.
Oh, I should go back, because I did get some hyperdrive modules that I brought with me. Which will just speed things up a little bit. So we can put that in there. And we can delete that. We can put that in here. Put that over there for the time being. And we can give ourselves a few nanites. Just a little sweetener, keep us going without being too overkill. So we should be able to get all the way there. Yes, we can. I don't remember anything being that distant. Shall I see what we've got in the space station in terms of modules? As we're getting some nanites. Take a little while to get those nanites. It's a bit slow. Also, I should probably go to the appearance modifier. Put on all the stuff they should have given us. And that's not the one. Let's go to race. Is that anomaly? Backpack yet, have we? We probably have actually, because it's given to us during. Yes. I'll leave it at that. And there you go. We're definitely playing the expedition now. So they could have pieced that out. They could have given us some of that as we got to different percentages. So we felt like we were progressing visually. Infraknife module. Was it the infraknife they gave us? It was, wasn't it? Yeah. I know it gives us some in a bit anyway, but we could get that. There's a lot of nanites. I'm thinking more along the term, along the lines of haven't got anything decent bulkcaster wise. Bulkcaster B, Bulkcaster S is quite expensive, but maybe that's worth it. That to get to another 100 odd. was going for now. I'll see if we can buy a wiring loom. We've got 16 grand. I seem to remember they might be quite expensive. Yeah, we can't buy that yet. Okay, let's go down to the planet. I'm not sure if I feel like we should be able to hear the refiner grinding away when we're in the ship as clearly. I think it should just dim down a bit so it's not so obvious in the background. Looks like we've got a base selected, not the. Has anybody else noticed that when they go into the space station, there's like a slightly high-pitched kind of whining noise in the background that I don't think was there before? Just in case we can spot it. I think that's it. Yeah, that's just rock. They want us to go there, but if they do, it's to the south of here. Let's just go east-ish.
Thermal protection falling.
430, so that's going to be quite a long way over there. Can't help myself. I peer over things even though it's flat. Over here. It's an awkward landscape to navigate with a port. There we are. Swarmer twitches helplessly, looping its final moments. There is nothing threatening about it now. Touch the ship. I reach out and touch the ship. As I lift my hand, a string of gooey ichor stretches between my fingertips and the hull. The coppery smell of the swarmer fluid is intoxicating. This swarmer shell must be overflowing with it. Found a fallen swarmer. Hang on. New reward available. Inventory full. Did I actually fuel up my ship? Let's get some stuff out of here. So we don't need that for now. Put that in there, and that in there, and that in there. I never did do that. Prepackaged Gravakino core unit, projectile ammunition, prepackaged personal force field. Does anybody use the personal force field? I'm going to have to dismantle that. I'm not using this at all. Let's shove that there for now. Okay, disassembly.
Ignition Rex says, yes, I have used the personal force field.
You have used it.
I don't like the personal force field and I don't like being forced to install it.
I object to having to install such mediocre hardware. It never feels like we need to use it, that's the thing. It always feels like it's surplus to requirements.
NMS says, no, never used the force field.
As far as I can work out, its main purpose is kidnapping travellers.
Ignition Rex says, I keep it up when my Volcaster is reloading, when I have a weak Volcaster.
I guess I didn't have a weak enough boltcaster to worry about it. But yeah, I'm not convinced I would use it. So apparently this is the new Xbox design. The metallic fluid, the ichor, flows around the innards of the swarmer. It washes languidly over frayed wires and emergency lights, its smell clogging my nose and lungs. The smell is overwhelming. Reality sways and dips. For a moment, all I can see is crimson. Bed is no use. Yeah. It is no use. The crimson insists. It is calling. Okay, the crimson is calling. Put that on a t-shirt.
Ignition Rex says, since you enjoy playing with the controller, I'd have thought you've gone for a PS Pro.
Oh no. Why? Why would I need a console? I've never even considered buying a console the whole of my life. Even when kids that I knew played with the Atari not the Atari ST. I used to have an Atari ST. So that's who I was. I was the person that actually had computers all the time. I had a ZX81.
Technology recharged.
Get more processing power in a programmable calculator these days.
Incoming swarm.
Right, so current objective: present the Ica to the Atlas. Fair enough. They really are quite basic stages, aren't they? They could easily have made that as one stage and then had something else. Something's gone wrong with my... Talking of controllers, my
Captain,
left and right isn't working.
I had the Spectrum Plus 2 with the built-in tape deck.
There we
It
go.
was
It's
very
working.
flash at the time.
Why can't I go left and right there? But I can... No, now I can't go left and right. Alright. I can with that, though. I thought I had it set up differently. Maybe it's just changed my profile. I had Spectrum 2 with the built-in tape deck. It was... Yeah, that was very flash. I never had the Spectrum 2. I was considering the... What was the one out that came after that was a complete flop? Is it the Quantum Leap? Or QL, or whatever they called it. I was considering that, but never did go for that in the end. And then later I had an Atari ST. Because it was actually a lot easier to use than a PC. And it was far more like an Apple Mac without costing as much. Sorry, I'm just enjoying my controller now. Swinging from left to right. I didn't even need to come to the space station, did I?
Brian
Never played
9000
Damocles. Remind me, that sounds very familiar.
Pharaoh, did you ever play Damocles on the Atari ST?
Damocles. I
One of my
think you mean Damocles. I think it's trying to say Damocles. What happened? I don't know if I did, but what was the game? Oh, it's to the Atlas, so I misread that.
Captain Afterland says, my ultimate brag later was the Amiga 1200. 1.5 meg of memory and 350 meg in hard drive space. I thought I'd never run out of space.
I mean, did you? Probably not at the time. Yeah, I was more of an Atari ST than an Amiga person. I remember that being tribal at the time. There were people that, you know, all these things, everybody was very tribal about. So a bit like the console wars were. but I mainly had an Atari ST because when I went to college, at least a couple of other people also had them, and it was really handy to have the same thing as everybody else.
Brian 9772 says, Damocles was an open-world space exploration game, where you were trying to figure out how to stop a comet from hitting a planet.
No, I definitely didn't play that. Present sample 16 corrupted Ike. It sounds interesting. I present the sticky metal that leaked from the swarm as it flows and pools in my palms, smelling of honey and iron. There's a pulse of recognition from the interface, catastrophic organ failure, hive uncontained, unable to iterate. For a moment I feel connected to the Atlas as though it sees every part of me, as though this unknowable entity and I are somehow the same being. The moment is brief, but I am left with one seed of knowledge. The hive of glass is coming. Open upgrade, prepackaged Q resonator unit, Supreme Starship shield upgrade. You've got a lot of shielding. I haven't got any space left, have I? Oh, I do have space. What's... Oh, it's because I'm not anywhere near my ship. Because I haven't got a teleporter. I remember that being an issue last time. Not having a teleporter was frustrating. Did they just give us one of those? Nope. Definitely running out of space, though. Guess we could dismantle that now. I don't like... I could always rebuild it, another one. It'll probably give us some space in a bit. Confront the hive of glass. This is obviously where we have to go and have a look at it. Some people have said if you're very slow, you can kind of get in close. We'll see. My bet is you can't. You go straight down its barrel. I need to get past the swarmers first. Any damage at all, is it? So it's definitely not a fight we can win in any shape or form, which I think we knew that though. We have to shoot the shards anyway. I think we can kill these. Interface destroyed. I didn't hang around long enough to see that happening last time. The Atlas interface actually got destroyed. That's interesting. So whatever it is trying to destroy the Atlas or trying to stop our communication with the Atlas. Because, of course, it's only an interface. It's not the actual Atlas. The Atlas is in the middle of the galaxy. Be reforged. Catastrophic. Traveler designate. Get away from all of the com balls. Is it first? Is it last? It is last. No, still a fragment. 1 of 3. Begin reinitialization.
Commencing Atlas system suit initialization. Life support systems activated.
Different planet.
Shield kinetic system
Is this the planet we were just on? I'm not sure. Probably not, because it says Nerf Herder Major, so somebody was named that.
Scanner damaged. Repair required. Aerial propulsion jetpack online.
Mick Kelgisel says. Happened to me last night in End Fight as well, Atlas dying.
Laser attachment.
Spent too much time on swarms and picking parts off the thing, wanted it to feel the pain XD.
User sequence complete.
I think first time I just got killed really quickly, and then I ended up in the at that portal. Emperor Glass complete. New reward available. Collect your rewards from the expedition page. Storage augmentation times 10. But it hasn't given them to me directly because I'm not near my ship. I should have claimed that when I was near my ship. It probably would have just put them in there immediately. Where is my ship? Over there. Consult with Specialist Polo. A new reward available. Hang on. Devoured. Consult with Specialist Polo about the world of glass in space. Summon the anomaly from the quick menu. Is my ship damaged, or can I just summon it? Let's shortcut that one. I think it was damaged last time because I had died. You must return to the hive. Who's this? Oh, is this the guy that was... Was that the same character we first saw right at the beginning?
Graph North says. Could be. Same head.
That's what I was thinking. I hadn't really realised that it was a character as part of the story. It just suddenly struck me, oh, hang on, I've missed something here. The hive, it is still here, yes, signal is not gone, patterns are still dark, describe the glass. Try to explain what happened during the confrontation with the hive, Polo's features wrinkle with anxiety. This story scares me, traveller friend, none of this is right. This hive is not where it should be, you are not all of you. I and Nada, we have been trying to forecast, it is not enough to wait and worry, I have started to build. Ask what they are building. You saw prismatic core, yes, but the entrance to our home is mirror of where the swarm is swarming. By the entrance to our home, it is the mirror of where the swarm is swarming. And more, I hope. Oh, I missed that bit. It's what about tracking. Apollo's tone shifts. The enthusiasm of planning overtaking their worry. Hive is familiar. It seems like Atlas, not quite Atlas. It fixates on you, all of you. Hive is not Crimson Hunter, no, but part of, just in wrong place. So part of Atlas. You see, this is where I think Void Mother was part of Atlas, was trying to be Atlas in the reality and failed. Core is more than mirror. It is combination engine. If all fragments recombine, reflect back at Swarm, we can also reflect back at Hive, reflect things back to right place. Bigger danger will build bigger core, tidy reality of things that should not be here. It is good plan, yes. You talk in riddles. Take closer look at core, friend. You will see plan. Oh, that's the final score. I never actually saw the final score. I'll quickly take a picture of that. I got to 80 missions. That's all I could do. I know some people got further. I did see that Purger got over 1 million. The Weavers got over 1 million Purges. Surveyed swarm activity. See, it gives us a lot of stuff and very little, this expedition. The pacing is a bit off. Suspicious thrusters, suspicious pulse engine. We haven't got the space for all this. Oh no, we do now, don't we? Phase 2 complete, new reward available. Take multiple for free. And I'm going to need to... That's not right. Oh, 8 and 9. 8 and 9.
Kelgisol says, yeah, so envious on the ships from previous expos.
So envious on the ships from previous expos. Yeah, I am. If you haven't done the previous expositions, then yeah, it's but then none of them are that special though. I mean, they're nice, but none of them are that special. They're mostly just cool looking ships. Like you're missing out on gameplay with them.
Kelgisol says, there should have been a ship. Only played for a few months, so this was first.
Yeah, I get that. And yeah, I think you're right that a ship could have been nice. Like a swarm type ship or a dire wasp type ship could have been nice. What am I supposed to be doing? Engage the swarm directly. Oh, we have to actually access a mission. So can we do that from here? No, we can't. But I want to go to the space station first so I can kit my ship out. So where is the space station? It's there. When you're in a fighter, my mod has a lot more space debris. It's interesting that it's different depending on how fast you go. Yeah, expedition ships are always fun. back. Upgrade starship. Apply augmentation. Shove it all in here. We don't have to worry about that anymore. And let's move these. What do we get given? And hyperdrive, which we don't really need, but it might be better, I guess. Not really. And nothing else. We got some exosuit expansion. Space here. Let's put that one. No, it's not going to let me. Oh, it's because it was already there. That's strange. Didn't look like it to me. Okay, so we have undertake a purge mission from the space anomaly. Yes, we will. I'm not sure if it's any expedition ship I've used for very long. I've kept most of them in my oldest save. I liked the Wraith. I know a lot of people were a bit nonplussed by the Wraith, but I really liked the Wraith. I liked the Golden Vector because it was right. It's the first one we ever got, and it felt like it was something special and different. It was impossible to get in game, which obviously they all are. But at the time, it was an interesting and new thing. Let's have a quick look at what they were. Expedition
Captain
rewards.
of the Land says, I use the Iron Vulture quite a bit.
I do quite like the Iron Vulture, and in my expedition save I use a knockoff Iron Vulture. Starships. So the Wraith I really like. Boundary Herald I can take or leave. I like the design. It's nice looking design. Obviously Millennium Falcon and inspired. Iron Vulture, I do quite like it, but not specifically the ship itself. I like the design. I like it with a different look, so I put a different, which is why I knocked it off, so I could use a different skin. Starborn Runner, I absolutely love. So, yeah, I was lying. I do use one particular ship all the time, and that is the Starborn Runner, and it's a lovely ship. I really like the design. Utopia Speeder I've never used really, and obviously I have used the Golden Vector quite a lot, but it's been kind of replaced now by the Starborn Runner. And then if you were around at the right time, you were able to get special reward, the other runner. What was it called? Phoenix. Starborn Phoenix. That's quite nice too. Right, so looks like we need to come here to do it. I'll take a purge mission. Did I just select the wrong one?
Graph says, Starborn for Onyx, but was only available to Steam players.
That's true, it was only Steam, wasn't it?
Captain Afterland says, I have the pre-order ship too, but I don't think I've ever used it.
Yeah, I don't have the pre-order ship because I didn't have a capable PC back then. I had a PC, but it was like pre the modern graphics, so I couldn't really run it. Why am I getting stuck here? I got to go back to the thing again and actually select it. Partly I'm distracted, but partly I'm just not reading it. Because it seemed as if it had selected the purge automatically when I abandoned the other one, but obviously it hadn't. I have to actually manually select the purge. So sabotage, restore, purge. There we go. Warped, doesn't say what. So this is going to be over pretty quick, really, because we're going to do each one of these 3 missions, presumably, and then immediately go back to the ending that we had earlier when I was streaming this morning. Well, not this morning, this early afternoon. So it's a very quick expedition if you run it this way. I mean, obviously, if you were a Steam player but had cross-save later, you could switch it to other platforms. I haven't used it as much because it's effectively just the Starborn runner without the photonics core and...
Graph North says, I'll try to pay attention to the end this time. Earlier this morning everything was a blur and I have no remembrance of what happened.
Insufficient units.
Yeah, we can buy some tritium, that's handy. Buy all of it. That was actually a useful trading item, ship. Thank you. That never happens, a useful trading ship. It was probably a bit early for you, Gravnot.
Graph North says, way too early.
Is this that interact or pull apart? It looks like it's pull apart. Disassemble, yeah. stayed behind my ship, but that animal was attacking me. See this very clearly. Is it lost a wing? I hope not, because that means we have to oh, there it is. Because if you lose a part, if the part falls through the surface of the planet, you end up having to reload and refight the swarm. Really doesn't want that out there. Let's get the front. A slight difference between the hitbox when you've got the activated and when you're not. There's something odd going on there. Not letting me get that last. Is there a slight? I'm gonna have to reload, I think. It's like there should be something there. I can't get it to activate. Annoying. I've tried running a long way away and back again to see if it respawns properly, but it doesn't. So you end up having to fight the swarm twice. See, that end part wasn't there properly. Go away, dinosaur. Someone's form before it. What's it saying I haven't got now? It's broken, isn't it? Oh, it just wanted me to... Okay, that worked eventually. Collect your rewards. Prepackaged scatter blaster unit, I won't be using it. Prepackaged shell greaser unit, prepackaged flight assist override. I will be using that, but I don't want that. And I don't want that. Complete a restore mission. Will it let us do it from here? No, it won't. So about 2 hours in. I reckon we'll be done by 2 hours 30. And even then, some of that was preamble. Which one does it want us to do again? Restore. Supply specialist polo returns. We must have the thing it wants. Polo grins when they see me. They wait impatient to see what I have brought. Give supply 150 uranium. You always impress me, friend. Thank you. No story there. Hazard protection. And 5 inventory slots. Let's get some space. Actually, maybe sort this out a little bit. And put that there. Do us. And then sabotage. Undertake sabotage mission, disrupt swarm operations, reduce non-sage. This is going to feel much quicker without all of the extras. It's very speedrunnable. Like, these speedrunners are going to have fun the last couple of weeks. Not an awful lot of place you can shave time off, though. It's just going to be a matter of up to space, anomaly, in, out. It's going to be more of a race than a speed run, I guess. It's going to be highly dependent on where you're positioned on that first planet. How how close the copper is, how close the star bulb is. We're going to have to have the right stuff, aren't we? Have we got any glass? I bet we need glass.
Ignition Rex says, speed running is something I just don't understand.
Oh, I get it. I really like the idea. It's not for me, I don't think. Quite like watching some speed runs. Microprocessor, that was what we needed. That we even have the recipe. No, we don't. So there's very little point in me doing this without going to a space station first. Oh no, we do have... No, we have a circuit board. I always do that. It's not going to give us it if we interact with it, is it? Just microprocessor from straight, yeah. It's going to send us back to a space station.
Captain Afterland says, just about to finish my 4th save in this expedition. Wondering whether or not to stay in to see what happens in the anomaly when the whole thing finishes.
Well, not a lot happens, but you don't want to spoil it if you're going to experience it for yourself, I wouldn't say. But we're nowhere near that yet. Well, we're nearly there, I guess. What we got to do. Whatever it asks us to do for this, I bet it doesn't ask us to do much. It probably will auto-complete. So then with just those 3. So yeah, we're very close to it, I guess. I just need to go to a space station. The quickest way is to call this. Run across. Do I even have much cash? Not a lot. I have to sell some stuff, but I can sell that. That's worth a bit, I suppose. We'll see. See how much cash we can build up. Should have brought something expensive to sell. Oh, hang on. Oh, it's auto-completed. It did that before. I went back to the anomaly and it auto-completed. And I went back to the anomaly in order to do exactly the same thing, I think, last time. Alright, that's a bit weird, but... Don't really want that, but I suppose I could go and sell it. So countermeasures, track store activity. And has it just auto-completed? Yes, it has. Yeah, so if you don't want to be spoiled about what happens next, this is the point to duck out. Prismatic Explorer core is complete. Consult Specialist Polo on the next to plan the next step. It is success, traveller friend. The core is complete with fragments of all. A very large fragmentation of Weaver. Ask how it works. It is combination of all fragments. Big prism, transducer, simple. and I have thought of method to link prism and exosuit. Small lens, portable, safe. I bet we'll have to probably gather some stuff. Apollo hesitates. Lens is safe, yes, but hive is still dangerous. I do not ask you to try. Lens creates possibility only. Choice belongs to traveller friend. Agree to try.
Captain Afterland says, I've seen the end. I meant when the timer runs out completely.
I think it will just auto-complete the mission. We even got all the stuff for that. It's not even making us run around there. I don't think... I guess we might see the prismatic core being constructed in the... We think it's going to be over here, don't we? I guess that might move. Might be put here instead. A smaller version.
Foof NMS says, the thing I would miss about the time-dated missions is almost the ships I found and scrapped. But we have the green squid.
Absolutely, we will always have the green squid. It was the friends we made along the way, including the green squid, and those of us who found it. Gravnot will remember that fondly, I'm sure. Right, reward 500,000 units and banned hyperdrive upgrade 2. Really wants us to have banned hyperdrive upgrades, doesn't it? We don't really need them. Yeah, 163, 220. That one's nothing, so get rid of that one, get rid of that one, put that one there. Destroy the hive of glass. Okay, we'll find out if we really do have a good enough ship. How much sodium do we have? Not a lot. We've got 152.
Gravnort says,
And we have
if
some
anyone else
repair
wants to
kits.
continue the search, they're welcome to it. Pack
See, we've got no guarantee that there definitely is one there. For those that aren't aware, we were trying to get a crash site for the squid, the green squid, and crash sites for exotics are quite hard.
Some kind of Weaver statue or something maybe appears in the anomaly when 6.5 comes out.
Possibly, or it could just happen at the end of this expedition when it finally, the timer comes out. But yeah, I reckon it probably will be when the next update. We might not see it immediately. Right, so do we have to warp to it, I presume? Yes, we do. Will it be the same system as we were before? Yes, it will. Now, let's pay attention, because even I was a bit hazy on the details of exactly what it wanted us to do at the beginning. Target hive core to inflict critical damage. Core radiant beam is extremely dangerous. Hive of glass, hull integrity 100. Atlas interface integrity 100. Ah, so we theoretically, I guess we have to beat it before it destroys the Atlas interface.
Ignition Rex says, for the fight, keep turning left.
Can we kill this? No. Getting close. Looks like we have to shoot it further up than I was. I don't think we even have to do this, but it's a lot. Makes it a lot less aggressive when we're shooting the middle.
Captain Afterland says, core shield, or in that order.
Oh, got a bit of a glitch there. Shoot it anywhere? Yeah, we can shoot it anywhere. We can probably get around the back a bit. If anything, it's more, takes more damage here because it doesn't go down that fast before. Atlas interface save from Hivar glass. I think they meant that to be slightly more challenging than it was.
Receive.
Don't really need that.
Captain Afterland says, what did they expect, giving us that much time to build up even the basic ship?
Yeah, this is the thing. It encouraged us to believe that it was worth building up a ship. Now, I always felt like it probably wasn't going to be. I always felt like we were doing it just for the fun of it. But it made us feel, it gave the impression that we needed more.
Brian 9772 says, Hive of Glass. Defeated by sodium.
Yeah, it's kind of a good point. All we really needed was to be able to recharge our shields a couple of times. I think I did it twice. Say hello. Hello world. Ask about the hive. Something in my words or my voice provokes a sudden reaction from the great machine. Hive protocol. Contained. Boundary test pass. Directive iterate traveller designate. Contained iterate primordial. Ask if Hive is really gone. Primordial. That kind of suggests that it was a very, very early thing. I question the Atlas asking if Hive is truly gone. It says nothing. Demand to know. Hive array size 18 quintillion. Ask what that means. I begin to demand more answers, but I feel my agency slipping away. Feel the push of the interface dismissing me. See, that kind of implies it's something to do with the procedural generation algorithm, that 18 quintillion number. Which, I mean, for the people that want it, that could suggest that it's the precursor to a system-wide reset. But I doubt it. We could, but I doubt it. 1,600 Quicksilver. Phase 3. The fragmented swarm decor plans, swarm banner customization. Wrong button.
Captain Afterland says, that boundary test pass line is interesting. Almost as if the Atlas allowed the Hive in to test its defenses, i.e. us.
It also suggests boundary failures, doesn't it? It's all a bit odd.
Gravnaut says, I am thinking those numbers could be part of the ARG that's looking for prime numbers at present. Whether the ARG is part of HG or not is still unknown.
I think we know it isn't. Fate reward. But they did kind of help. Congratulations, traveller. The expedition is complete. Return to the space military. View your rewards or achievements. Accept. Expedition complete. Return to the space line. Well, we don't really need to because we've already claimed everything. Oh no, we need to because we want to go back to our other save, don't we? I mean, I'm already wearing the reward, the main reward. Now, I've hardly done anything. I have just done the basics. I wouldn't expect to get lots and lots of stuff from that. If I had built up the save from scratch, like I did from scratch, because I started a new save for the one I've been doing since the beginning. If I'd have built that up, I would be getting loads of everything at this stage. Just the number of frigates I picked up and all sorts of things.
Captain Afterland says, don't forget to package the living lens.
Will
if
it?
you want to keep it.
Will it work? I mean, I'll try. I also want to take this back. And nothing else really. But thank you for reminding me to package things, because I did want at least that, and I wanted that. Well, I might as well take that if it lets me, and it does. Thanks. End expedition. Accept. Don't especially want a pure green ship, although I could have taken the ship back. I suppose I could buy the ship back, see if it comes back green or not, or whether it's kind of faking it. But I mean, those numbers, the string of numbers, it was the 18 quintillion number, wasn't it? It was the number of seeds, the number of planetary seeds in No Man's Sky. Which is definitely not a prime number for a start.
NMS
3. Both saves I started a swarm. Swarm and GOG are billionaires. Venator type freighter and full fleet of frigates.
And full fleets of frigates.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't especially go out and get lots of money, but I think I had quite a lot. I'll have a look because I didn't shut the save down. And what am I doing? I didn't want to come here. I wanted to just look and see if it showed me. Take this back. Take this back. I'm going to save a second. And then pull the ship back with me and have a look at it and see if it stays green. Because I have a feeling it won't. We'll find out. Have I even got a slot available? Hang on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I've got plenty. certainly all green there. There's not very many nanites.
Foof NMS says, both saves scrapped well over 100 starships, mostly Sentinel interceptors.
Yeah, you get loads of cash and resources from Sentinel interceptors. See, I'm surprised that that stayed green. I thought they'd faked it, but yeah, it has stayed green. Might have to look in the save file and see how that works. Just going to reload and see if it changes. Or maybe it's a built ship. I guess that's how it works. It's just like a built ship, except it's authenticated. Fair enough. So that's it. It took, I think my timer was already at 30 minutes when I joined into the game. I think I took another 10-15 minutes to actually get into the game. We're still only 10:54, so it took about, 2:54. So it took about 2 hours, maybe a little bit more. Not very much. It's a very quick one. The quicker it is, the less interesting it is to speedrunners, I'd have thought, because there's only so much you can shave off of the time. But I know speedrunners will be doing it anyway. And it's an easy thing to do in a stream. A couple of hours, maybe do 2 runs. I know what I meant to do. I meant to have another proper look whether all of the rewards are definitely not there. Definitely there, rather. I haven't got them in this save. I'll take it, but I'll probably put it in my rack. I do wish our racks were a little bit like the tubes in the space stations. I wish we could make complete looks, including weapons, and just put them in those tubes, and then we could walk up to them and get a loadout. So it'd be really cool to explain that. If we, on our freighters or in our bases, we could have these tubes, and we could put in an appearance and a specific weapon, and then when we wanted that loadout, we could just walk up to it, interact with it, and we could switch our appearance and the weapon we're using to that one. I think that's it, really. I think go and put the gun on my rack in the freighter. Which is here somewhere. There it is. And then we'll go back to my main save that I started this morning in, and put the next sticker on the wall. Job done. Save here. Quit to mode select. Go back to my original save. Oh, and I was going to check to see how much money I ended up with in the other save, wasn't I? Why is that power not working? That's always a bad sign. Where's the decal? Why isn't the decal? Oh, I haven't claimed it on this save, have I? Right, let's quickly reload this save and just make sure the power's working. Yep, it is. It's just a glitch. Spawning in glitch. So I need to go and claim all of this stuff. So, are we expecting a huge update for the anniversary? Or are we expecting some kind of themed update that continues that story? Or both? Why did I come to a space station? I got distracted by my question.
Graph North says, huge update.
Yeah, I'm kind of expecting a touch of both.
Ignition Rex says, it better be a huge update, I mean 10th year anniv, if not now then when? Brian 9772 says, I'm expecting a large update.
I'm expecting somewhere between the two. I'm expecting a large-ish update, not a huge update, but something game-changing. Maybe not as game-changing as Corvettes, but I don't think they recognised quite how game-changing that was going to be when they gave them to us. No, I don't want that. So for the Weavers, did they just get given the trophy, or did it have to be claimed from the expedition, or is it both? Is it kind of a bit of both?
Graph North says, it's going to involve another system expansion, I think.
Yeah, I think it's going to be another system expansion. I think it's going to answer this one.
Brian 9772 says, on par with Interceptor update.
I think it's more likely it'll be on par with the Purple Systems update. We'll get some form of new systems, I think. And it may be related to what we've just been seeing with the Swarm. We'll get teal systems, perhaps.
What's a system expansion?
Well, basically, like the purple systems, you get more systems.
Name says. Worlds Part 3.
Sort of. I mean, they might even call it that, but I doubt they would, because that might be a bit alienating for people they're trying to attract into the game with the 10th anniversary update. It's like, what's this part 3 we're talking about? Should I have played part 1 and 2 first? But
Foof NMS says. My GOG was Weaver. I didn't see any special trophy.
have a look in your build menu. I don't know how it works, because I wasn't part of Weaver. But there's supposed to be a trophy. It's probably that. I don't know about the trophy. All I know is that some people had it because they save edited them in. And when I was asking earlier, at least one person, I can't remember who, but at least one person said they had got it as part of the expedition at the end. Right, that is always the end for me, because I've done all the expeditions when they came out. I like to have a little board that shows that I've got them all, and we're running out of space here.
Says. Alphas.
Is it Alphys? Okay. We might need to ask Alphys how he got his. But it's probably a bit late for Alphys now. I might need to bunch that in and maybe squeeze an extra one in here, but there's room for one, maybe two more there. I mean, maybe the anniversary update's the last update.
You're going to need a bigger ship.
Yeah. Well, I can't expand it this way because this way is my living quarters. So the whole point is that these are like automatic doors that have been left open. These are closed ones. And this is where I sleep. So I can't expand this way. I suppose I could rearrange my ship, put some stuff here instead of there, and bring the thing a bit further this way. That would be one possibility, I guess. So put another corridor here. But we don't have to cross that bridge yet. Have they done a... No, they haven't. It's a strange bug on freighters. You can just see it there. See, there's a little almost a ghost image in the background behind the teleporter. There's a little ghost image on the right hand side behind the teleporter. It's actually a wonder projector. In an area where I was experimenting with stuff. So you can just see a ghost of this when it goes white. You see how it goes white like that. You can just see that happening. So it's rendering despite the fact there's a wall in the way. So it's just over there somewhere where I'm pointing. There he is. It's just there-ish. You can even see him through my character, I think. Yeah. There's another weird rendering bug in freighters. If you can find some glass, you get like a double image on your foot or any part of you. It's less obvious on the arm. You just see it drifting in there. It's like it's a reflection gone wrong. See it on my helmet there. Anyway, I think I'm done, apart from checking to see. I think I saved. Yeah, I did save. Checking to see how much I actually earned on my other save before I delete it. Where I started a new save, which is presumably that one. So it's 80 hours old, which is approximately, well, it's exactly how many missions I did. So that's interesting. I did, on average, 1 mission per hour. No, 3 missions per hour.
Great stream.
And here we are. I didn't say I was going straight away. I said I was going to do this first. So here we are. This is my expedition save. And I made 410 million. So I didn't even get to a billion. I've got 14,454 nanites left, and the quicksilver it gave us at the end. So I'm not a billionaire. I didn't really grind for money. But yeah, that is going to be it. Thank you for watching, everybody, and thank you for keeping me company while we ran through the expedition. It is an interesting expedition. It's clearly going somewhere. There's something going on.
Gravnorth.
They're giving us hints.
Good stream. Thanks.
Thanks, Gravnorth. They're giving us hints. I'm not sure where it's taking us, but it's clearly an Atlas-related thing. Probably Void Mother-related. I'd like to think we're getting new systems that we can go to and actually fight these things more convincingly, a bit more fun than they were.
Foof NMS says, thank you.
Thank you. Okay, I'm going to go. I've been Pharaoh. Travel well. And goodbye for now. I can get out of